For 20 years, the Monster Hunter series has been a huge journey for Capcom, going from the modest village of Kokoto of Monster Hunter to the dusty windward plains of Wilds. The game has come a very long way, changing mechanics, playstyle, regions, monster, and obviously weapons. From the very first iteration of Monster Hunter to Wilds, the games have seen a total of 18 weapons. Yes, 18, not 14. Frontier had the Never Seen Again Tonfas and Magnet Spikes, Explore had the Axle Axe, Generation and Double Cross had the Prowler, and Try had the Medium Bowgun. But what's recurring now? Well, all the other weapons I didn't mention. And today, Wilds, after nearly 1 year of release, is gonna see 14 different Ace Hunters, all specialized in different weapons, beat the story of Monster Hunter without a Palico in a series of 14 videos. The rule of the challenge is simple: no Palico, no support hunter, only one type of weapon is authorized, and beat the story until low rank. And today our attention is directed toward the second youngest weapon on the roster, the Switch Axe. The Switch Axe is depicted as a glass cannon weapon, and in exchange for a high DPS you suffer in mobility and in way to escape from monsters' attack, if you're not capable of thinking timing and positioning. I would say the sword mode of this weapon is comparable to the greatsword in terms of mobility, with the same damage outputs as a charge blade. As for the axe mode of the weapon, it feels more of armor in terms of mobility and as a longsword in terms of damage input. But some would say that this weapon is just a bastard weapon with less personality as a Sonic original character. But as every weapons, once you learn to listen to it, instead of forcing it to listen to you, you'll have the higher end of it. Now, shall we see what's ahead of us? Our first hunter starts his journey in the Windward Plains, awakening from a deep slumber caused by a lot of beer and alcohol. The sun's bright and hunters and scribe are on the work. But no time to talk, action is calling, and the thing that our hunter can't resist is the call to hunt. A group of Balahara is chasing down a weird green chicken, but our mind's in another place, more focused on the monsters it seems. We go on the hunt, even without a weapon as the meat is too tempting. We chase them until there's only one brave enough to face us. Our blacksmith throws us a great sword that we use to repel the desert leviathan in one go. Or we are farming first frame on these new lands. We are then tasked by the girl we saved to go and help a brother tracked by a toad-like creature, and I quote, "stupid enough that I found him unamusing," the hunter said in his report. For this new adventure, our hunter has taken down the path of a berserker using a switch axe. Well, I said new, but our protagonist is a veteran from Potentia. He took his retreat in prison for repeated hunts of monsters not related to a quest. He's been sent to the Forbidden Lands as punishment, it seems, and has been assigned a scribe that serves as caretaker, quest giver, and surveillance. Once the toad has been dealt with, we bring back the poor and educated folks and the green chickens. The first things our dear hunter is doing here is hone his skill at the switch axe, says to his palico to stay out of his way and continue onwards with the ongoing events. He crafted a Chattacabra headpiece because it looked cool for how dull his fight was. Then headed out to gather honey for the merchants, followed by the folks they've rescued earlier, only showing how impactful the fauna is to a hunter, as there seems to be no interesting monsters to hunt in the desert, completely forgetting the Balaharas, or even that he has not yet investigated the region. Once we're heading back to the locals' village named Kunafa, they take back their green chickens that our hunter finally integrated the name as secrets. On our way back, some bugs get in the way and nonchalantly kills them as they are blocking our paths, only to be interrupted by what made our hunter's blood to boil. A fanged beast charging a herbivore and killing it on the spot. From then on, he had only one thing in mind: bring that four-legged bear to drop dead. We report back to the merchant at camp only to go immediately out to help some feline that are attacked by a Chimatris. Our Palico, stripped from his equipment, charged head in only to be outclassed by the monster, showing how useless it is to hunter. The hunt was way more interesting for a hunter, but still finding him to be too fast to kill after slaying the Camatrix in less than 5 minutes. Back at camp, the local gave us secrets of our own and we followed him back to Kunafa as the old lady there wanted to talk to us. Now that things are settled in the Windward Plains, Olivia's group asked us to go and help them investigate the new region. A forest, it seems. On our way there, the hunters slayed the Camatrix for the fun of the game, and yes, I asked Alma, she'll do a report and all. End of quote. In the forest, Olivia asked us to help her and her scribe investigate and set up a pop-up camp, only to lose the little blondie and search for him. And guess what? Our schoolboy have been kidnapped by a Temnosian monster named the Lullabarina, that our hunter described as weak as it is, it was thrilling to elemental burst it, took me back to my happy days. The day also after the forest lover finally got up, Alma wanted to go to the pop-up camp we made, all that to find a group of Furryball named Woodwood wreaking havoc the camp. The hunter thought that they would be a better use than his palico. He followed them back to some weird ruins they claimed to be their homes. The elder there tasked us to slay a Congalala. Also, that's what her hunter understood. After the furball awakened the pink monkey, the hunter hunted it in more than 5 minutes and wrote, "I stink, but there is no better fight than the apes." He was happy, it seems. After the Congalala defeated and finally heading out to the base camp, him and Alma hided themselves from a pack of the Shagumas that destroyed the pop-up camp, wasting a lot of resources for nothing. The hunter, only listening to his call to hunt, never really understood why they had to report back to Kunafa. The only thing he heard could basically be resumed to hunter protect Kunafa from Big Fluffy Bear, to what he answered with a thumbs up. Back to Kunafa, the head captain of the very primitive guard of the village is missing and or is in danger. I don't know, I wasn't paying attention at that moment. We then followed Alma deep in the desert only to find Balharas billing the poor captain. Trying to help him, we fell in the Balahar's trap and sent back the bullet folk as the hunter said, "Get the fuck out, I wanna fight the desert worm." The fight was thrilling enough for the hunter as it took him 6 minutes to put it down. Back to Kunafa, he proclaimed, "These lands finna be fun to roam," only to be interrupted by the attack of the Doshoguma herd. During the chasing, he took the attention of the Doshagumas and led them to the Balahara's trap. There, each Doshaguma died a horrifying death, drowned by sand. Only the Alpha stood out and tore apart each Balahara that tried to bear claws at the beast. The hunter returned after the end of the tempest. The Alpha Doshaguma slayed, and a terrific expression on the hunter's face. He said, "That was so cool! Alma, please let me fight him more!" To what Alma refused. So, for all of the Ulf Do Not Hunt and the Azuz parts, I've lost the records. And when I wanted to take back the live stream that I had, the image was too crisp, sorry. So the colors were fucked in a way, and yeah. So I couldn't get all the hands of Azuz. The Ajarakan part mostly. I had a lot of ideas for that part. Sorry. Yeah. Next time I'll be sure to record it correctly. I'm bad, sorry. Skipping ahead to our friend the octopus New Hudra, we had a bit of struggle even with some new equipments and caught it 2 times, but we achieved to slay it with a crushing axe move, winning our tickets to the rest of the game. Before moving forward, we crafted a new weapon and new armors, prioritizing defense for our next encounters in Wyveria. There, our hunter came to realize that the monsters in Wyveria were his to slay when we encountered his favorite monster, the Doshaguma, taking him down under 9 minutes. It seems that the monsters are taking longer and longer to kill, and our hunter seems very exalted about it. Finally arriving at the kid's home, we encounter an old guy who's not really interesting to the hunter, but the arrival of Arathalos was much more interesting to us. Being the airborne asshole that this flying wyvern is, our hunter is not very happy that this hunt took 10 plus minutes to finish, but he had a blast, in a lot of ways, to hunt that monster, making him much more interested to keep hunting in this region. A lot of talk about the local history and graveyard happens, and our Switch Axe Ace seems to care as much as he cared when he illegally hunted monsters back at Portendia. But during the explanation that the monsters we've slain so far were, it seems, artificially created by the ancestors of Warveria, Guardian secrets hatched and were then eaten by the White Wraith, EI Guardian Argveld. That's the moment we play our part and repel the damn thing, leaving us with an aftertaste as we were not able to hunt that weird Viking Roadrunner. For reasons our hunter was not paying attention to as he was sharpening his blade he used to chase down his palico with, we've headed back to the Icecliff Shards to search for a pathway to some all-knowing person the mentor of Nata asked us to meet. We asked Rove for help and he tells us a titan lives on the path we must take to the Grammy. To what our hunter said, let's bowl. During the pass we encounter, by misfortune for the other, but by chance for us, the predator of the region, the Jindahad, a colossal wyvern that our hunter chased down, followed by Olivia and a cat. The hunter took around 15 minutes and he enjoyed each one of them, before repelling it and surviving a huge fall that could have led to our death. With an encounter the said grandma we had to talk to invited us to dinner, and then the tone of the conversation became really tense for no reason, that our hunter cared about, that is, as he just smashed the food in his mouth. During our investigation to the Dragon's Torch, we fought a dragon element dog, an octopus that feeds on guardian meat, and a Doshaguma that our hunter needed dead for a new weapon. We then headed at the bottom of Warveria. The air was eerie, cold, and the smell of blood was stinking the deeper we got. Right before we reached the torch, there he was, feeding on a pool of blood, crystallized and rotting corpses of monsters. The right Wraith, Guardian Argveld. He had become feral, and so did our hunter. During our journey to the Dragon Torch, our hunter may have been animated by only fighting and hunting monsters he thought would quench his thirst for hunting. But there is something during this adventure that changed. He realized really early on that the reason he likes to fight monsters, and mostly those he had a blast with, was the one that are defying their fears, the one that took the hard step to overcome their natures by facing those that are there to hunt them. But here, he is boiling with hatred and pity for this monster. Yes, it's a monster that is feral, cruel, and hates every form of life. But it's a monster that do not have a purpose, that has gone berserk. As Nata's begging for the monster's life, Cain, Evie's unit hunter, turns toward Alma, telling her that the path we must choose is clear. She authorized the slaying of the Guardian Argveld, and for the first time since his liberation, our hunter had become a better hunter than he could ever be. We fought the Berserk monster for a total of 11 minutes. 11 minutes where the hunt was thrilling, but mostly due to rage towards it, for his inability to surpass his own nature without losing itself. We returned after investigating the Dragon Torch and praying for the Argveld artificial life. The investigation concluded that the monster named the Zoshia had been pumping the torch of its energy, and that we could either let it wreak havoc or turn off the torch and let it die in its cocoon, him and all the Forbidden Lands with it. Natas made the decision to take the torch down. After the report, I crafted a new armor and had dinner before going back to the torch. All the Avis unit had a little talk, but Cain's mind was focused on something else. The moment Nata stepped forward, Cain came forth and said that there was another path, the one that the hunter Cain chose. That is to hunt the Zoshia. Going back to his favorite catchphrase, Cain said,
chance. Something to the air. Not good.
Okay. Okay, so we're moving on to phase 2. I'm doing great. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. We're hitting him good. Alright. To sharpen that shit. Let's go. That was tight. Okay, that's not good. I died on the stupid shit.
Hunter! Are you
Yep,
all
that's
right?
me. Yes, I'm alright.
Let's check over your equipment and get you resupplied.
Pain is out for blood. And there you have it, the end of our story-driven video on how Cain, a criminal, reached Ace rank as the Switch Axe Hunter in the Forbidden Land. Hope you liked the video. If you liked it, don't forget to comment and subscribe. I'll be seeing you next time for another Hunter story. Happy hunting, hunters. See you next time.